Hey everybody, it's Dina Rika with the Creativity Cave. I'm so excited to be stamping with you because I always am, because stamping's awesome. I mean, come on. So today I have cards that are new and old. So they have new catalog stuff kind of combined with old catalog stuff. And I think you're going to like these cards. I'm going to show you all of them. And so we have a lot to get to, so let's get to it. First of all, if you have not subscribed to me, you can do it right here. Just click on this and you can subscribe to the Creativity Cave videos so you can see all kinds of awesome videos just like this one. Now this one, like I said, is going to be jam-packed, so let's get going. So the first thing I wanted to share with you are these cards. These incorporate the new marbled background. And actually, I'm going to show you. So, because I like to really keep my storage down, I combine my background stamps into one big case. So I'm going to show you the background stamp really quick in the catalog. Then I have to show you a fun little thing. So here's the marbled background stamp. All the new background stamps are amazing this year. I really love them. But I also have to show you this. So when we were at Onstage and got our catalogs for the very first time back in February, one of my downline members, Shelly, put this little post-it note in my catalog and I left it there because every time I see it, it makes me happy. So I thought I would pass it or pay it forward. So I put a little post-it note in each person's catalog that was with me as well. So I hope they do the same thing. I just thought that was a fun little thing that I did that I wanted to share with you. But back to these awesome background stamps. So let me show you. I knew when I saw that marbled background I was going to want it. So I have it mounted on my big block here. And what I'm going to do is, if you've never worked with background stamps, I know they can be kind of intimidating because they're so big. And the easiest way to do them is to leave them face up on your work surface, cover them with your ink, and I just kind of like go all over with my ink, and that works pretty well. Then I'm going to take my piece of cardstock. So I just have a piece of Whisper White. I'm going to place it right down on there. Then I'm going to get what I like to call a rubber. This is just a clear block, and I'm going to hold my paper in place so it does not move. And then I'm literally rubbing once down the paper. And when I pull it off, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Can I just say I cannot wait to play more and more and more with this and try different color combinations on different papers, and the ideas are kind of endless with this. So that gives you a really cool texture. So now all that I did with this particular card was I stamped it with some black ink. Sorry, I'm just pulling my black ink pad out. And wishing you a very happy birthday. This is from the stamp set Big on Birthdays. That's an old set. I shouldn't say old because it's fairly new. It was in the Occasions catalog. But I'm just stamping that down in black ink. And it really, stamping well on here. Not bad. Okay, that looks pretty good. So then what I'm going to do is take and embellish this just a little bit. So the first thing I'm going to do is adhere this to a layer of black cardstock. Now, if you would like to know all of the dimensions and colors and things that I used, all of that can be found on my blog post. And the link to that is in the description of the video that you're watching right now. So that's really easy. And again, I'll stick this down onto my pool party card. And then to finish this up, I just wanted to embellish it up a little. So I'm going to use some new trim. This is the mini sequin trim in black. And what I want to do is cut a length. So it's kind of uneven. It's longer on one side than the other. So I'll just trim that. And then I'll adhere it with a glue dot. So I kind of make a little loop on the top, and then I have, there we go. I want it uneven, like I said. I'm going to adhere it with a little glue dot so that it creates a loop at the top. Okay, so my glue dots are right here. I'll just push these two layers together onto my glue dot and pick that up, and then stick that onto my card about there. You can see the two ends are kind of uneven. And there's my cute little loop. Then we're going to take this shimmer, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, shimmer ribbon. This is Pool Party. It has a little bit of sparkle in it. It's almost as if your ribbon was Wink-a-Stellaed, you know, with clear Wink-a-Stella. It's just got a little bit of sparkle. It's not too much. It's not like glitter strands running through it. It's just kind of sparkly. So I kind of totally dig it. I mean, who doesn't like a little extra sparkle in their cards? And of course, you know I love Wink-a-Stella, so it's perfect for that. Okay, so I just tied a little bow. Again with the glue dots, I'll take and stick this right on here like that. And that is my card. Really cute. Now I did exactly the same thing. I stamped this on a scrap, or I did it on 2 cards. Okay, so the second one, all that I did for this one is I took and punched it out with my 2.5-inch circle punch, which is retired. Shh, I still use mine. You can also use the layering circles framelits if you don't have that punch, and then layered it with another layering circle with a scallop black and put it on my card. This uses the sparkle black ribbon underneath, and then the flower is actually from the set Flourishing Phrases, which is a fabulous set that came out last year in the new catalog. So that's all that's different about this card. Again, really simple. My next card for you is so awesome. The picture absolutely does not capture this card. I hope you can see it better in the video. It is using this new gorgeous Foil Frenzy printed paper, DSP. It is so much fun. So let me get this stuff out of the way, and then, yeah, I didn't stamp anything on the inside. Okay, so let me show you how this card came together. Also very easy. I used my large letter alphabet framelit set to die cut the word smile, and let's see, I'll bring in my pieces here so you can see a little bit larger swatch of these foil papers. But aren't these amazing? Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. They're really gorgeous against this craft cardstock background. It's just so pretty. All right, so those letters were die cut. I'm just going to kind of adhere them onto my, let's see, can you see this? Sort of. This is the new basic polka dot embossing folder, I think is the name of it. The official term is on my blog, but I just adhered that to a layer of crumb cake cardstock, and then I'm going to eventually tie some of that sparkle ribbon in black around here. So to finish this card off, all that I'm going to do is adhere these letters, S-M-I-L-E. You could do hello, friend, hugs, XOXO. Lots of different words will fit on a standard card front. Friend might not, actually. But a lot of other words were thanks, T-H-A-N-K-S. K-S. I did have to use my fingers to count that one out. Okay, so I just arranged them on here, adhered them with adhesive. I used my liquid multi-purpose liquid glue. Whoa, that's why I call it green glue. It's so hard to say. I used the green glue to adhere these onto my card front, and then I just popped it up onto my crumb cake card. And then, of course, I tied this ribbon around. Okay, so I will skip showing you how to put that together because I think it's pretty easy. But again, those letters are so awesome. They are spendy, but oh my gosh, I've been doing so many things with them. Okay, then next, actually last, this card is probably my favorite. So this uses the Jar of Love, which was absolutely my favorite thing out of last year's catalog, but they made it even better because this year there is amazing printed paper called Wood. I think it's called Wood Textures. Again, the official name for that is on my blog, but here is the DSP. It's the 6x6. I'll just flip through these so you can see all these amazing wood textures. OMG. Seriously, people, look at this. Oh, they're so pretty. And the back side is similar to the front, but they are so gorgeous. Now, the reason the back side is similar to the front is so that if you're die cutting the little wood carton, that die that kind of coordinates with this, that you'll have similar things on both sides so that it'll look normal. But isn't this amazing paper? Favorite. Oh, goodness gracious. I love it. Okay, so I've cut myself a piece. You can see I did a slightly different piece here than what I had on this one. And they just look a little different on each side, but they're all very similar. As far as like what's on the front, it's similar on the back, but different, not exactly the same. So I love how they did it. Okay, now I'm going to stamp a bunch of pieces and then die cut them out, and then we'll assemble this card. So what I need from my Jar of Love stamp set, which is this right here. Here's my Jar of Love. If you don't have this set, you're crazy, you need it. Sorry. This is truly my favorite. Oh, I do have a jar already. I thought I had cut one. So here's my jar. I'm not actually going to stamp it again since I just happen to have one ready to go. But I am going to take and stamp the water in here with my Pool Party ink pad. Here's my water stamp. And this has schmutz on it, so let me clean it really quick. Oh, where did my cleaner go? Okay. So, sorry, I just wanted to get that schmutz off. So I'm just going to stamp my water at the bottom here. Now I'm all set. Now I'm also going to throw a piece of protective paper under here so that I don't mess up my workspace. So hold on a second. I just changed to fresh new wood paper in the background. So I want to keep it nice if I can. Okay, now to finish this off, all that I'm going to do is take the stem, and I'm actually going to use one of the new colors, which has turned out to be one of my absolute favorites, Lemon Lime Twist. It just sounds good. Now, I'm going to take this and stamp it several times. And I'm also going to flip it upside down and stamp it a few times so that my stems don't all look exactly the same. I hope that makes sense. So there we go. And you can see I stamped off, and I did some full strength, some stamped off. So there's my jar all set to go. I'm also going to stamp the little leafy image so that I have 3 of these leaf images. So there's 1, 2, 3. I need a tulip. The tulip is going to be in Berry Burst, my second favorite and a quite awesome color. So I'm going to take the full, oops, I kind of got this inky. I'm going to stamp off the first layer, and the second layer goes on here. I'll do that one more time. Stamped off, full strength. And then I'll take the detail and stamp that full strength right over the top. That way you get the 2 shades of color, which is a great way to get 2 shades. Then I'm going to finish that off with a little Early Espresso ink, and I will use the little stamen in Early Espresso. So let me, sorry, there was a little fuzz on there I wanted to get off. Okay, so isn't that cute? Okay, last but not least, I need a couple small flowers. So I have 2 options. I've got Pool Party and Bermuda Bay, as well as Peekaboo Peach and Tangerine Tango, okay? So I'm just gonna stamp the Pool Party ones so you can see how they go. But then I've got the Tangerine Tango ones done already. So I'm gonna stamp this little two flower combo in Pool Party. I will close this up and set it aside so I don't mess it up. Then I'm going to take and do the little 2-step portion right over the top in Bermuda Bay. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and cut all these pieces out, and then we'll assemble it. Okay guys, let's finish this card up because it's a piece of cake. I've got my jar here. I'm going to go ahead and take my Early Espresso ink and stamp hello. This is right out of the stamp set. There's a whole bunch of different choices for that. And I've got hello. It looks like the ball jar logo, which I think is super cool. Then I'm going to adhere this to my printed paper, like so. And then I'm going to build up my bouquet. Now, I know going in that my bouquet is going to have 2 flowers here, a bow kind of covering up things right here. Then I'm gonna have a flower here, another one kind of sticking out here, and then I also have one of these orange flowers that can be here, and another little one that can be here. Okay, and then of course I'll tuck out my green pieces like so. I know that kind of moved around on me a little bit, but now I kind of have the layout of my card, which I think is helpful to create before you go ahead and start adhering things down, just so you have an idea of how you want it to look. That helps keep things kind of nice and round and formed even, and not kind of like lopsided and goofy. Okay, so I've got my first flower adhered. I'll pop up my second flower right here, and again I'm planning on having that crochet trim bow cover this area right here. Then what I'm gonna do is get my glue dots out and just sort of stick and tuck. So I'll stick and tuck one right here. Oftentimes I rip off some of that stem on my greenery because the stem kind of can get in my way when I'm trying to tuck things in. Okay, so there's one. And the other nice thing about the bow is it sort of covers up anything weird, if you will. I know that sounds funny, but okay. So then I'll put my one flower here and another flower here. I've got some greenery to go in there. And then one more flower down here. I could also, if I wanted, add some pearls or some rhinestones to the centers of these flowers. It's completely up to you, whatever floats your boat, so to speak. And then my last kind of piece of greenery I can tuck in right here. And you can see that's kind of a nice, good looking bouquet. The colors are so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then last but not least, I just need my bow on here, and then my card is done. Of course, I'll mount it to my card base and everything, but that's it. So easy, and these are just gorgeous. Such beautiful, beautiful colors for a bouquet. Sorry, I started tying that, and then I was like, no, that's too big. Okay, so I'm just tying my bow with my trim, and then I'll just kind of go back and forth till I get it tied to the right size. I don't want it to be giant, but I do want it to be pretty, just like that. And then trim off the excess, as I just knocked over my tub of printed paper. It was apparently being held up by my scissors. Do you ever do that when you're working? You knock something over because it's load bearing. That happens to me more often than I'd like to admit. All right, so then I'll just kind of tuck that in right there, and oh, isn't that gorgeous? And then to finish this off, all that I need to do is layer it on a piece of early espresso, and then pop that up onto my very vanilla card base. So really, really simple. Love this card. Such a great card to send to somebody, especially for just no good reason other than to say hello or thanks or whatever. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Don't forget, all of the details are in my blog post. The link is in the description of this video. Or if you would just like to shop for some of these amazing things, I would so appreciate your orders. You, of course, become a VIP member when you order through the Creativity Cave. All those details